It's not like she got in a person's face and said, I tell you what, this part of me hasn't come out in 15 years, but you're no good. Your mom's no good. Your Aunt Sally's no good. It was a bear. And she's like, you go out here. And then she's like, oh, I hate that part of me came out. And now she's no longer with us. Hey gang, welcome to another episode of the Dudes Podcast. I am Uncle, as my shirt says, if you can see that. With me, as always, is Devin and Taylor.
Ahoy, matey. No.
Hello, mate.
All right, so so they have been on trips, and so now they've come back with different accents and a whole new outlook on life. So, but my trip is upcoming in a couple of weeks, so who knows what I'll be like when I get back. Ooh. Anyway, we're really glad you're here. You know how YouTube works. If you're watching this on YouTube, go ahead and like, share it with somebody, get the word out. And I don't want you just to click the like button. We need you to get a new computer after you're done smashing the like button. Really, we want this to cost you a good bit of money because you smashed the like button so hard. But the good news is, if you smash the like button and break your computer for the sake of
we will buy you a new one.
Devin will buy you a new one.
Devin.
For Christmas.
I'll smash my computer right now, Devin. I'll smash it.
But he can write it off because computers are important to his karate school. Anyway, you know how YouTube works. Share it with somebody. Throw us a comment. Say hey to us. Comment on something we've talked about when you're done watching it. We're really glad you're here. And look, let's get rolling because we have a lot to talk about. And one thing that I'm uber excited about is I have purchased a new instrument. You can see the guitars hanging behind me. I have them all over the room, but I bought the Lord enabled me to get a new one, and it has shipped. And I got the shipping information before I share pictures of it. I got the shipping information just before we started to record the podcast, and when I ordered, I was like, yes, I want to require a signature, please, because security. And they're like, perfect. We're going to deliver it when you definitely won't be home.
Oh, no.
We're going to deliver it right smack dab when you're at church. Who delivers on a Sunday when you're at church? That's so...
Sweetwater, I thought you liked churches.
Right? I thought you... Well, I guess I know who doesn't love Jesus up there in South Bend, Indiana. Kenny, how about you?
Kenny, you're great. We love you.
You're great, Kenny. Shout out to Kenny at Sweetwater.
Woo.
Sweetwater. It came out Sweetwater.
Sweetwater.
I actually owe him a call back.
You owe him a call back? Bless his heart. Kenny, I'm sorry that I never answer when you call. I'm always on another call.
Have you ever talked to him?
Oh, yeah. Super nice guy.
Yeah. We've carried on pretty long conversations.
Yeah.
My Sweetwater guy hasn't called me in a while.
Really?
Maybe I need to check on him.
What's your guy's name?
It's not Kenny?
Oh, there's a bunch of guys.
There are a bunch of guys, but honest to goodness, Kenny, there was one time I text Kenny and then like some stranger was like, Kenny's on vacation. I'm like, who are you? Stranger danger.
Kenny's the only one I've ever dealt with.
Yeah. Other than that one stranger danger, Kenny's been the only one I've ever dealt with. He's actually got like our Mr. Citizen stuff. So,
oh, really?
Yeah. Because when I started buying a whole bunch of gear, he's like, hey, what you doing? so I sent him the stuff. And
he knows your brothers, too.
Yeah, that's right. That's
right.
I
was talking to him. I was like, yeah, I think my brother is ordering some stuff from you. And he said, yeah, I'm actually about to call him next.
Wow.
Yeah.
They have, like, to be such a big company, their service is ridiculously good.
I mean, he's calling me because I bought a pop filter.
Yeah. It's pretty unreal. I am going to share this. I mean, look at that.
Oh man.
This is an Ernie Ball Music Man Majesty.
Ooh, the
Ooh,
back
it's
is
signed.
So nice.
Right. It is signed by John Petrucci, the guitar player for Dream Theater. They're one of my favorite bands. They're not everybody's cup of tea, but my goodness, he is a phenomenal guitar player. You might not get into Dream Theater, but I do recommend if you like, good rock guitar playing, look up his solo material. I think his last solo record was called Terminal Velocity. Go to that and look up the song Happy Song. Great, happy song with some great playing. And, oh boy, the Lord got this for me, and it is one of 100 pieces that were made for the entire planet. So I have one of 100.
That's epic.
What are the
Yeah.
two? Do you know what the two switches are? There's two, right?
This right here, I don't know if you can see my mess. That is the piezo switch. So the up position is piezo, where it really sounds like a
Did the thumbs up?
oh, did it? Ah, where it sounds like an acoustic.
Oh, okay.
And then in the middle, it's a mixture of the two, the piezo and the electric pickups. So if you're on a clean channel, you can play both sounds at the same time. And then down is just full on electric. This is your pickup selector. These are push-pull knobs right here. One's a dB boost, and the other splits the coils of the pickup. So for any gearheads out there, any guitar heads out there, ooh, doggies, these guitars are pretty amazing, and I'm really excited and really thankful. I don't know if you're able to see the bass that's over here over my left shoulder. That is an Ernie Ball Music Man bongo. That is one of 65, and the Lord got me that
I don't know
one.
if we can see it. Where is it?
It's watch this.
Oh, there it is.
That right there. That is one of 65. And maybe one day for one episode, I'll just show more of my guitars. But over there is another limited edition. I'm really, really excited.
We could go over all our guitars. That'd be cool. That'd be a fun episode.
Yeah, especially we'll just advertise it to gearheads. But it's a dude's podcast. I mean, we should grill during one of these episodes, honestly.
We should have a jam session. Hook up the drums and a
Yes.
guitar. We got drums, guitar, and a bass
Jam
player all right
session.
here.
Yeah, exactly. Just I would
Jamming.
Jam.
go for this jam. By the way, Michael Jackson vinyl records sound terrible. There it is. I said it. No dynamics whatsoever.
Because you were referencing Jam.
I was referencing. Yeah, that was a deep cut.
That's a pretty deep cut.
Well, it was a single. He released it as a single, but it was also
that's okay.
a long time ago. And anybody that wasn't around then, that I don't know, that's when VH1 and MTV still played videos. So probably nobody, unless they're
Wasn't
a
the
big
video
fan.
like him playing basketball with Michael Jordan or something?
Yeah, ridiculous. As was honestly. No offense to anybody out there who's like super Michael Jackson fan, but just about everything he did was ridiculous.
Oh yeah, be careful. We like Michael Jackson music.
But
I see how
just about everything else was ridiculous. But anyway, super excited.
For the what was it, Moonwalker or whatever, that movie. That's nostalgic for me.
Yeah. Where
he turns into a transformer.
that was the weird, and then he stopped the bad guys by being a transformer that just yelled and broke stuff. That was so weird. Oh, it was so weird. I remember watching it with you, and I'm going,
I have not seen this movie.
It's where the Smooth Criminal video came from.
Yeah. And by the way, the Smooth Criminal video
Makes no sense.
Has zero to do with anything. And it's just children that are running from a bad guy with him that happen to see. Joe Pesci, which that's weird, that happened to see him go inside this building that turns into a 1920s speakeasy. And all of a sudden he's like, Annie, are you okay? And everybody's like, who's Annie? But we know the dance moves. It's just a bizarre movie.
But it's nostalgic.
Very nostalgic. Hey, look, I don't want to get off guitars yet, but I mean, we could spend a whole episode on nostalgia. But back to guitars. I'm super excited. I'm super thankful. These guitars are harvest for guitars I've sewn. Anytime the Lord
You've
put it
sewn a
on my
lot
heart.
of. You have some major guitar seed.
And you know what? When I moved to Florida, I had one guitar, and it was my
Wow.
Yeah, I moved to Florida. I had one guitar. It was my dream guitar, and the Lord put it on my heart to sew that, and I did.
Wow.
And
Yeah.
I mean, they just started coming in, and now I have 1, 2, 3. I guess the reason I close my eyes is because they're in the closet, and the closet door is closed.
You're imagining.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. One's at the church. That's 12, and then 13's on the way, and then probably by the end of the year I'll have 15. So.
I think that officially makes you a collector.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Because I mean, there's a lot of guitars in here that I have that they really do different things. It really is like a spice rack of guitars. But now, because I've got a Tele, I've got a Strat, I've got a semi-hollow body, I've got a hollow body Gretsch, I've got acoustics, I have a 7-string, just monstrous guitar. I have 6-string, Majesty and JP15 guitars.
Make me want to play music.
Right. But now, because I've got these various spices, now I'm just like, I like that one, Lord. Can I have that one? He's like, not yet, not yet, not yet, now. And then we get it, and here we are. Like, I have a 1972 Martin D28 that, that's a 50-plus-year-old guitar.
Wow.
And it is worth a decent bit, and I paid $0 for it. And it's basically a family heirloom on my wife's side, and
It is now.
Yeah, yep. So yeah, very, very pleased, very thankful. But I mean, guitars are it's July must be guitar month because Taylor was texting me, and I think he may have even texted both of us about an unreal Gretsch that may be one of the most versatile baritone guitars I've ever seen. Gretsch does that. They'll just put out a guitar and they're like, hey, do you like all kinds of music? Cool, because you can play them with this guitar.
I like the Brian Setzer quote. I heard somebody say this, so I don't know if he actually said it, but I believe he did. He said, if you're not, oh man, how did it go? Something along the lines of, if you're not a Fender guy and you're not a Gretsch guy, or you're not a Gibson guy, you're probably a Gretsch guy, or something. If you like Fender and Gibson, try a Gretsch or something like that. And I think that's
it's absolutely true. The Gretsch that I have, it literally can do any. Sorry, Taylor, I didn't mean to jump back on after I threw you the Gretsch. But this this Gretsch I have, which someone very close to me sewed into me. I paid $0 for that one. Thank you to that person, and thank the Lord. It does everything, and it's. I played a solo on a song that we're going to release soon, God willing.
if I can get to
Just
working on it.
if you can get a free second, because
We're busy.
You have
We're busy, guys.
Yeah, we're busy. You have work. You have a family, and by the way, we're starting a business. And
Church
also
as well.
we record music. Yeah, church as well. And then there's got to be time to
Not do something.
see
my
drink
children.
drink a bit of water and go to sleep. But Yeah, I mean, this thing will play anything. You run like crushing distortion through it, and it sounds amazing. I realize I'm looking up here because I'm looking at the guitar. It's behind the monitor, and it just looks like, now to anybody who's watching on YouTube, it just looks like I'm one of those kids. I don't know if kids do it anymore, but when I was in school, if they wanted to like be a smart aleck to you or they were mad at you, they'd be like, you know what you are?
I know you are, but what am I?
Yeah, I tell you what, you just, and I remember when they would do that to me, I'd be like, yeah, me or that. Anyway, so they were a smart aleck, and I was a smart aleck right back.
Luke actually does that real quick. If you ask him a question, not like that, but if you ask him a question and he doesn't know the answer, he just says and he looks like off. So you're like,
oh, that's cute though.
So you're like,
he's thinking.
Yeah, he's
you're
thinking.
You're like, did you wash your hands? And he's like, And that's I'm like, well, did you? He'll say again,
and he looks away. But that's cute for while you're thinking. But when someone's looking right at you and talking, and they're like, I tell you what, sir. And you're like, are you afraid of the eyes? But anyway, back to.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead. No, please.
I was gonna say, kids, when I was in elementary school, they would talk to you like this.
Yeah.
Especially if they were really upset. And
yeah.
I never understood that.
The more heightened the emotion, the longer they would hold the gaze of nothing. And you're just looking at them going, are you...
So millennials apparently were... And Gen X was apparently...
Yeah, Gen X. Yeah, we did it. Big time.
They felt awkward with eye contact.
I don't. But anyway. Yeah, anyway. I want to see, again... this Gretsch, if you got something to share about it, Taylor. If you don't.
Oh yeah.
Share it. Share it. 'Cause I didn't see it.
Yeah, I don't think I sent it to Devin. I don't think I sent it to Devin, actually.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
I got to remember how to share.
No problem.
So this is before I share it.
Are you cool?
So I've been wanting a baritone guitar, and there's a lot of different ones out there. And I don't know if you guys have looked into them before.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
They're really cool, and the concept to me is just awesome.
I don't know about this.
So about baritone guitars?
No, I mean I know what a baritone guitar is, but is this like a special baritone guitar?
It's just one that I found and watched some videos. It's not even new, and it's just something I
play a lot of fastball. Do you know who that is, Taylor?
Oh,
okay. It's a band. They had a lot of baritone guitar in there. They had the cool songs.
So I like this finish, Midnight Sapphire. So it's a deep blue color. Cool. Would you just look at it?
Look at it.
I've also never had a Gretsch, so like that's one of the reasons I kind of landed on this with the Bigsby. But yeah, it's a
Bigsby. It is a tremolo bar.
It is not Bigsby. It's not a floating tremolo.
Okay? Is it not a whammy bar?
It's not a whammy bar. It is also
I thought it was a vibrato.
That's what it is.
Well,
it's a vibrato bar, but which tremolo is a type of vibrato, but it is not a floating tremolo. And
how do I get out of this?
Look at that! Look at that! If you hand anybody your Gretsch with a Bigsby, do not let them pull up on it. Oh, I'm still kind of nauseated about that.
Yeah.
That's not what it's made to do. It's not.
It is not made to do that at all. You will break. Thank the Lord, my guitar isn't broken, because someone very, very, very kind and very dear to me did that to it, and I was like, but it's fine.
Was it me? Great. Are you talking about me right now?
No.
I am a giant fan of. I would even though I only have one, Gretsch was my Visionless guitar. Because it's my favorite sound like guitar sound.
Oh yeah.
It has such a definition to it, a clear definition that just you can't get it with anything else.
Right.
You can't. Like I feel like there's, you can fake some humbuckers with different guitars. You can fake some single coils. It may not be the sound, but nothing really does, in my opinion. And there may be some boutique guitars out there, like Duesenberg maybe does it. But there's just nothing that does that Gretsch sound.
No. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Taylor.
I was just gonna say it's the Filtertrons, right? It's their pickups that
I
they
think
use.
so. Yeah, I think so. I think they're proprietary too.
Yeah. The Duesenberg, we actually have it on Hey.
Mm-hmm.
But you're right. It doesn't. I mean, it's a great sounding guitar, but it sounds nothing like the pickups on this Gretsch. I honestly, when I first plugged up this Gretsch, every guitar it inspires a different way to play.
Yeah.
But that one, I don't know, man. It inspired a different type of playing than I'd ever played before. I think the only other guitar that's done that is when I first got my Tele. But the Tele and then this one, I'm pointing at it. I wish it was easy just to grab, but it's just a great feeling guitar. Just the whole big hollow body is just great. I found a picture the other day back in 2008 or no. I guess in 2008, is that when we went and recorded in Nashville, Devin? Was that 2008?
Oh, geez. Probably.
Okay.
Maybe 2007.
Okay, 7 or 8.
Yeah.
I have a picture of me playing a Gretsch in that studio.
Yeah, that's right.
I don't think we recorded with it though. I think I tracked everything on a Tele. But that was, I mean, it looks almost like a burgundy version of the guitar I have now, which I thought was pretty cool.
Oh,
I was
nice.
like, hey, that's my guitar, just a different color, which was pretty cool for that to come around from an EP that actually no one can buy anymore because we're re-recording everything.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry, Taylor. We went on a tangent. That baritone and the video you sent me of the different of how it like handles heavy music is
Yeah.
it's
Yeah,
ridiculous.
and that's kind of what, because like I want a 7-string, but yeah, like you're saying, it's so versatile. Like you can play almost pretty much any kind of music on it. And the 7-string, I mean, you can still play. 7 strings are like intended for heavy music,
Yeah.
So, but with that one, I feel like, and with it being a Gretsch, yeah, it's nice.
And I don't
nice.
think the pickups would be so hot that you couldn't play it at like church.
No, I think they're not. They're like mini. What are they?
If they're mini humbuckers, that's so great. I like mini
I
humbuckers.
think they are mini. Yeah, mini humbuckers.
See,
yeah.
that's something I don't have. So one day,
Uh-oh.
I really am holding out for an old Les Paul with mini humbuckers, but anyway.
Yeah, one of my favorite like tones, and I think it's because of like the era in church music that I grew up in.
Yeah.
Like one of my favorite sounds together is like a Gretsch with plugged into an AC30. Like those together with the chiminess and like and the kind of like how you can just like get this like ripping kind of tone with the AC30. It's like just that's like what tone should sound like to me.
Yeah, that sound. Ooh, yeah. I'm into that.
Another non-Gretsch guitar that I'm really that I'd really like to have. It's not a priority. I'd rather own more Gretches, and add to the one I have.
Yeah.
But I had the opportunity once in a lifetime, literally, especially since he has now passed away, opportunity to record with a guy by the name of Will Owsley.
Mm-hmm.
And he was an amazing guitar player, one of my favorites. And he had this old gold top Les Paul with P90s in it.
Oh,
Yeah.
And
that's another one I want, by the way.
he went straight into it was a Fender head, and a just 112
Was it a
greenback.
bake? Oh, okay. Okay, got
It wasn't a bass, man. It was a man. What was it? If I thought of it, I would be guessing. But it was it was an unsuspecting amp. You know, his tone was always so good. It was like, oh, that's it, kind of thing. You know.
Yeah.
And and he just, I want one of those because of him, though. You know.
Oh, yeah. That a gold top with P90s, because P90s can have a single coil sound to them, but also have good punch and power. Boy, I didn't realize we were gonna nerd out so much.
Dude's
but
podcast.
I mean,
it's a dude's.
we're musicians.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's a
And I mean,
dude's
like, you guys
podcast.
both got guitars behind you. I feel like I need a guitar behind me.
Yeah.
Just throw one up
Like,
there real quick.
of course, we're
Yeah.
going to talk about guitar.
There it is. The Reverend. The Right
I don't know where
Reverend. There it is. Right there.
Old
That,
Faithful.
Nice.
look at that.
Oh, this has a.
Look. Look at that.
Ooh.
The Lord got me this guitar.
Thank you.
Lord actually has gotten me all of my guitars except for one bass.
That is
So
awesome.
I have nine. I have 9 guitars, or 3 basses,
Wow.
and 3 electrics, and 3 acoustics.
That's amazing. When we said we should talk about all of our guitars one time, I forgot. I literally was like, I mean, like, it'd take me 5 seconds to only have like 3, and I was like, hang on, what am I thinking? I have gotten, over the last few years, I've gotten so many more, and it's
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I have to stop and remind myself because they're not sitting out. I don't have enough hangers for them yet, and so they're all kind of tucked away.
And kids running
but-
around. You know.
Right. But I've 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, at least 6.
You have the 2 Taylors.
Yeah, I have the 2 Taylors.
The
I have
Gretsch.
the Gretsch. I have a Reverend.
Yep.
I have
I like
my
that. That's the
Strat.
Buckshot, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have
It's
my
like their tele version. I really like that.
I have my
that one.
Strat. I have my
Yeah.
bass.
Yep.
And I do have a Dean acoustic. It's
Dean?
my first
Yeah.
Yeah.
acoustic.
I have a,
That's
I have a
7.
video that saved that you sent of John when he was like 2.
Yeah.
He would pull the E string and sing "Happy, Happy," and then he'd smack the neck and just be happy. And yeah, man, don't ever get rid of that guitar.
I feel like, and it actually does have a decent sound to it.
Yeah.
And I think it's the only Dean acoustic I've heard in person.
This is all right.
My friend John Rosser, he had a Dean acoustic. And
Oh,
he just
really?
did-
Rosser had
yeah. He had one. It was his first guitar, his second guitar. And he was just always floored how different our acoustics sounded. So the Lord gave me the, little inexpensive Dean that sounded really good as my first guitar.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Thank you, Lord, for our guitars. They're fun. They're fun to play. Yeah.
Yeah. I got all mine right here with an eye shot, just like always calling to me.
I'm glad I work downstairs now because when I would work up here, I'd be like,
Oh, I totally do that. I'll sit here with a guitar and I'll just work and in between working, just strum. Have Ableton up and just like record a lick real quick.
right. The guitar solo I did with the Gretsch. One morning I was working up here, and it was 7:30, and I had an 8:00 meeting, I think it was, and I just had a spark of inspiration, and I pulled up Ableton. I plugged that bad boy in, and I think that's the morning that I got the final take. I mean, first thing in the morning before a meeting.
Speaking of Will Owsley, it is very much a Will Owsley-esque solo. It is epically so. You even have your Eric Johnson lick in there, which Owsley would do, because that was one of his favorite guitar players.
I actually did have Owsley's sound in mind when, but I mean, not to the forefront because I didn't listen to him as much as you have, but I don't know, the whole song sounded like something he would play on. Anyway, yeah, I'm excited for everybody to hear that. Everybody, the whole planet, all 8 billion.
Everybody. 9 billion now.
Is it 9 billion?
I probably don't.
Well, ask Joe Biden. He knows.
We beat Medicare.
We beat Medicare. Take that, Medicare. By the time this airs, who will be president of the United States?
That's
like,
a
not
good
after an
question.
election, but by the time this airs, will Joe Biden be president? That'll be interesting to look back. Hey, throw in the comments who's actually president. Political. Yeah. So anyway,
Political.
We anyway.
It's like you're going to tickle your wife.
Oh, his name is Paula. That was really good.
I wonder if Joe Biden plays guitars.
Oh no.
I'll tell you what he does do. He tries to ride bikes.
I
fails.
I rewatched that the other day where he just stopped and he's like, "Uh-oh."
And everybody's surprised. They're like,
Yeah.
what's happening?
And like even Secret Service is like, there's nothing. What are we supposed to do here? There's no bullet to dump in front of it. And he's actually moving too slow for us to. He fell like Mom did. Mom always felt like she'd just be like, "Oh no, oh no." She fell down the stairs, and I think I said this in another episode. She fell down the stairs slower than any human I have ever seen. She literally, and her hands were doing this the whole time. So she's going down, and as she's going down, her hand, and she was not old at the time. She was younger than I am now. But man, she was we were walking out of church, and the building that we had church in, it was an old school building. It had a lot of stairs. And man, those stairs just conquered her. The steps, they weren't stairs. Those steps just conquered her, and she just. So yeah, that Joe Biden and my mom fall the same. So there we go. Anyway, so let's get back to us. Let's get back to us.
Did you have another guitar that you were going to show, Taylor?
I showed one real quick. I exited out of it. It was just another baritone that I saw today, an Ibanez one that looks really cool.
It does look really cool.
But I'm also starting to look. So if you have any suggestions, I'm starting to look at acoustics because I have my Taylor and it's old and it needs to be worked on. And I'm thinking that one might be good to just be a home guitar and for recording if I want to mic it up because it sounds really good.
Yeah.
If I want to mic it up and get a good full Taylor acoustic sound, but for playing like at church and going around and stuff, I'm starting to look at some acoustics. So
you asked me about Sire acoustics, and I don't even remember if I got to answer you, but I have 2 Sire basses, and this semi-hollow is a Sire, and man, they're just good guitars. And the acoustic they have Larry Carlton, who designed that with them, he helped spec out the acoustics that they have, and they're built to his specs. So,
Oh, he did?
oh yeah, yep,
I didn't know that.
yeah. So the acoustics that they have out now they should be Larry Carlton model acoustics.
They are, yeah.
So yeah, honestly, you
can't go wrong.
You can't go wrong. I have yet to run into anything that they've put out that I'm like, I can tell this was made in Indonesia. No, it's great, and that's coming from, I've got the other really high end guitars, and this one, I mean, this is on a song that we put out, and it sounds amazing. So, it's
They're
kind of
great
funny,
for the
right?
price too.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Like the acoustics, the most expensive acoustic I was looking at is $534. Or, well, they have a new like a solid body nylon acoustic, but that's not what I'm not looking at that.
God, dude.
But $534.
Tim Henson started something, dude. Everybody's
wanting a solid body nylon.
That's crazy.
Bing, bing, bing.
It's not going to make you sound like Tim Henson or
No.
What's the other guy's name?
Scotty Page.
Scotty Page. It's not going to make you sound like
Scotty
those guys.
Pippen.
I'm sorry.
No, it's not. Another acoustic guitar, I've got an Orangewood acoustic.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to mention
yeah.
them, yeah.
That I have the one I have, the body and sides are solid mahogany, and poof,
Mahogany. Mahogany's actually what I was interested in looking at.
it sounds.
Eastman
Mainly 'cause
makes
I like-
good guitars, too.
Yeah, Eastern. And a friend who visited recently told me Alvarez came out with some new really nice guitars, acoustics. What's it called? It starts with an L. It's like I don't know. Let me see.
Lamb.
I like Alvarez guitars as well.
I don't know that I've ever played an
played-
Alvarez.
They're nice. I have
You
actually
have
two.
one,
They're
right?
they're cheaper ones. They're not like anything fancy, but for being $300 guitars, they sound and play really
They don't
well.
just make $300 guitars. I mean, they have some expensive ones.
No, yeah. I'm trying to find the new ones that they just that they're come out with.
Alvarez makes good guitars for the money. Who was I going? Oh, Guild. Guild makes great guitars.
Yeah.
I want a
Yep.
Guild. I really want a Guild.
But yeah, yep. Just and usually when I'm looking at guitars, well, I look at guitars a lot, but like it's like when I'm like, okay, these are the ones I want. It's because there's a reason. Like the baritone one, I'm wanting to start writing some heavier stuff, and I think I've got a Strat, and then I've got this, which this is good, but I want to have a heavier sound to it. So baritone or 7-string,
Yeah.
would do the trick, and then the acoustic is for playing at church and things like that. For projects.
We've talked a lot about guitars, which is something I really enjoy, and the three of us. Woo, sorry, folks, itchy nose. Wow.
You pulled the mom. You went woo.
Yeah.
You pulled the woo.
Because you ever get one of those nose itches where
Oh,
it
yeah.
feels like there's like, I don't know, a tiny thing in there going, what does
Oh,
this
yeah.
do? And it's like, oh, get out. Oh no. But
Long drawn out.
yeah.
That deserves a
Nothing happens.
Yeah. I had to time a mute today on a call when I'm talking. I'm like, so the other day, and then we got to do, and then, hey, man, mute, and then back on,
You didn't try and sneeze without moving. I was just like,
Oh, I wasn't on camera. But yeah,
Oh, okay.
just yeah, that would be great. Oh, my light just went off. I am a huge fan of the guitars we talked about. Apple Watch for Devin. We'll talk about that later. Thank you, Devin. But the three of us also, I had an Apple Watch actually sitting in the theater because one day it was just like,
The theater.
I don't want to do this anymore. And it literally, I was looking at it and just went, "Ugh." And I tried to charge it. I'm like, oh, I forgot to charge it. No, it never came back on. So I just put it in there and I'm like, well, whatever, stupid watch. But
I always said I would never do it, but I'm actually really happy I did.
yeah, I mean, they're great to have. They're great to have. You know what else is great to have? The three of us.
Steak.
Time.
Yeah.
Time is the most valuable asset.
I am.
And if you're wasting your time, then you're wasting your life. So what are you doing? Go out and do something big. Thanks for joining the podcast.
Episode 7. Is it 7?
Yeah.
7.
Episode 7.
Episode 7, everybody.
I don't know why I went with that bit. I'm sorry.
No, I like it. Please leave
like
that
that
in.
too.
Please leave
like
that
that.
in. Because that, hey, and if you, all right, you're going to do a cold open with that. But anyway. We, the three of us, and I think all the girls tried it too. We tried A5 Japanese Wagyu
Wagyu.
last week
That's right.
on July
right,
4th. And
Yes.
wow, that was amazing. So it was a day of a lot of grilling and smoking dead cow. Thank you.
Offensive.
Or as they would say on a loan, thank you for your life and whatever. Their food.
Sacrifice.
Every time they do that, I'm like, "Brr." There's
Take you to the wilderness.
thank you, squirrel, because I was about to die, and you're probably gonna give me dysentery. But thank you for thank you for your sacrifice.
I used to really like that show, and
Alone?
yeah. And then as it kept going on, I'm like, okay, this has become all it's become is who can starve the longest.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
all
exactly.
it's become.
Yeah.
That's all it
Like,
is.
I've been eating in 2 weeks and I have lost all body fat, and I'm just waiting till they show up, or I'm going to
Right.
just starve.
And you see these tiny women that show up, and you're like, this
What
is
are you
not
gonna
gonna
do? There was one lady who I thought was I was pretty sure she was a dude. And I won't say why, but because her dungarees were fitting her a certain way, and you're just like, you're like, were they allowed to bring a pocket knife? You know, I don't think she's supposed to be bringing that. Anyway, she was a big lady. I'm like, oh, she's gonna be fine. Now, this is very sad. She's no longer with us.
Oh, that lady.
Yeah, her name was Tracy or something. But it was the weirdest thing because I thought for sure, well, if anybody can starve, it's this lady. She's going to be great. She's going to outlast everybody because she's like, I can eat a piece of bark every other day and I'll be good. But there was one night, and I know anybody that watched that season remembers this. She was a perfectly likable lady, and but there was one night like bears came into her camp area.
Oh, snap.
And she like just had this moment of get out of here, and like rough talking the bear, and then she was like, oh, I didn't like that part of myself coming out. I'm like, it was a bear.
What?
You weren't rough talking a dude at the Kmart or
Kmart?
Yeah,
She not?
We both said Kmart. why is that
They don't
the
exist
place
anymore.
we chose?
Yeah.
We both said it. Oh, that's funny.
It's not like she got in a person's face and said, I tell you what, this part of me hasn't come out in 15 years, but you're no good. Your mom's no good. Your Aunt Sally's no good. It was a bear. And she's like, you go out here. And then she's like, oh, I hate that part of me came out. And now she's no longer with us. So,
Well, did a bear eat her?
No. I think she.
That's so mean. I'm laughing.
That's so mean. Like her family is like watching this because everybody watches this show. This is America's fastest growing podcast. I stole that from another podcast. Episode 7. We're already worldwide. I mean, look, if politicians can say that their accomplishments are the greatest in the history of the country, I can say we're the number 1 podcast in the world and be fine with it, because at least I have my dreams tied to mine. I don't have nothing tied to it. Anyway, but I think she went home after that. She's like, I really turned into a person that I haven't seen in a long time. And I feel like it's pretty okay.
How often did you used to yell at bears?
Yeah. Did she just stand outside with like a cigar, like in the Great Smoky Mountains, and a bear go by? She could be like, hey, bear. You can't walk this
trash.
way. Yeah.
Just throwing trash at bears.
She's like taking old Burger King wrappers, and she's like, She's like, I hate you bears. You're the worst. I tell you what, you bears.
All the bears know about her. Man, that's Susan. Yeah. Don't walk by her house.
Yeah.
Tracy.
Yeah, Tracy. They're like, man, they're writing in letters to, wildlife organizations. They're like, dear sir or madam, I hope this letter finds you well. Tracy is bothering us and disturbing our hibernation because we're trying to go to sleep. She's outside going, hey. And then one day she goes to like a Lutheran church, and she comes out like, thank you, Lord, I'm not going to yell at bears anymore. She gets on the lawn. She's like, no. I fell into my old ways. Take me, Jesus. Oh, no. R.I.P. Tracy. Bless her heart and her family's heart. We're very sorry for your loss. But I still don't understand that. You were in danger, and you had a can of bear spray, and you're just going, and just try. I mean, I don't know. I don't remember exactly if that's what she sounded like, but it is in my head. She was a dude lady. Is that okay to say? But she didn't do anything wrong, but man, she like cried hard. She's like, oh, baby.
That's so bizarre. I don't understand.
It was a bizarre episode. I remember watching it with Paula and some friends, and I'm just like, what? I don't understand.
What about the lady that had a fake British accent?
Oh, that lady. I was going to get to her. What season was that? Was that 7 or 8? Was that 7 or 8 or something like that?
Something like that.
She was this lady who lived a while in England and Devon. Every once in a while, she'd be like, so these are some berries that I found in the bushes on the shore down near the lake. And then she'd be like, oh, that's my accent coming through again. I'm like, yo, that is fake. You are a faker.
I do not remember this.
And she
I feel like she tried to talk more in the accent, and then her American would come out, and she's like, oh, sometimes my American slips out.
You're right.
She's like, oh, it's in my R's. I go,
Yeah, and especially like if she got tired or frustrated, she'd be like, oh, come on. I mean crikey. Yeah. That's Australian.
Crikey. That's Australian.
That's Australian.
That's what I wish she had done that. No, she didn't. I did that. I messed up. I wish she'd have done that. She'd be like, man, I just slipped into a Jamaican accent all of a sudden. That's terrible. But she...
Hey, bear.
She
Come on.
Built this... Like, she was annoyingly decent at surviving. She built this little rock mud hut.
She was like second or third, I think.
Third or second. Something and I think the only reason she left was because they came and got her out because... was she starving? Was she another one of the starving people?
Yeah, they had to take her out.
Yeah. So, I think my favorite though. How did we get here? I think my favorite is the guy who, in his introduction footage, where they're with their family and this family's like, "You're gonna do great," and he's like big talk. They all big talk. They're like, "I'm gonna win that $1 million. I could stay out there for 4 years. I don't even care." In fact, go ahead, kids, pack your clothes because this is where we're gonna live. But my man gets out there. I don't think the boat is like out of sight yet. He hasn't put his bag down.
I think I know what you're talking about.
He's on shore and he's facing the woods, and he goes, "Oh man, there's bear in the woods. I'm ready to go home." He was there maybe 5 minutes after the biggest big talk you have ever heard. He's like, I will fight. I think he said ridiculous things like that. Bear doesn't know what it's facing when it's come up against me. First of all, just stop. He's like, I'll eat a cougar raw, or something like that. But he gets off that boat. He didn't even put his book bag down. Book bag? What in the world? He didn't even put his... He's got his
knapsack,
his
for school lunch.
He's got his Trapper Keeper and his
JanSport.
He's got his social studies book back there.
It's
He's like,
fanny
"Man,
pack.
I got some homework I got to do while I'm on season 7. I got to get my literature
man.
paper done." But yeah, he gets off and he's just like, "Yeah, I'm ready to go out."
I thought
Which,
you were going to
by
talk
the
about
way-
the guy that... Go ahead.
No, which by the way would have been me as well.
Oh,
I just went and talked a big game. I would have been out there and be like, "Nope."
let me be clear before I turn Taylor loose. Let me be clear. I wouldn't get there. They would be like, Mr. Burrell, you want to go on this show? I'd be like, no, I want to sit here in my comfortable home and have potato chips and be like, "Loser, you couldn't make it." Yeah. "Oh, you starving to death?"
You ain't winning the money.
Yeah. Man, oh, they're thirsty. Oh, no.
I thought you were going to talk about the guy that he got off, and he had a similar story. Like he talked a big game before he got there, and then he got off, and I'm pretty sure it was soon after. The boat had just left, and he slipped on a rock and twisted his leg. He twisted his ankle.
Yeah.
And,
yeah, he's like, "Here we go." And then he's
I think he was there for an hour or something, and he called. Yeah, he's like, I can't do it.
He's like, "Oh, my ankle." There was one guy.
Please tell me you're going to talk about this stupid axe guy.
The axe that it.
Yeah.
He didn't hold it right and he cut his face or something or did he cut his leg?
He hit his leg.
Yeah, he's like, isn't he cussing at all the brush that's there in the forest?
Yeah, he cussed at his axe and he was like, "Stupid axe," and I'm like, "It's not the axe's fault."
Yeah, he's like, "This stupid brush. I hate this place." I'm like, "Why are you on this show?" And he's like, "Oh, it's stupid," and he just goes kablam right on his leg. He's like, "Oh, you stupid axe."
His reaction, oh man, his reaction was,
He's
it could
the
be a
wor-
gif. It needs to be a gif.
It does need to be. There was another guy that he had cuts all over his face because he kept bumping his own head with the axe and the hammers and all that. He'd take it out. He'd be like, "Whoop." He was the clumsiest dude I've ever seen. He'd take it out. He'd be like, "I'm gonna chop this tree." Oh, and where he'd go to swing, he's like, "Whoopsie daisy." I wish I could remember what season it was because I'd go find him. He just, it's like he's one of those guys that tried to hold an axe at the very, very bottom. The very, very bottom. He's like, "Oh," because he couldn't distribute the weight properly. But
oh my gosh.
yeah, that show. And then you got dudes like that one guy that killed a musk ox with his
Are you talking
bare
about
hands.
Jordan Jonas?
Jordan, was his name Jordan? I don't feel like his
There
name
was
Jordan.
my favorite season was a guy named A guy was on there named Jordan Jonas.
Was that season 3?
I don't remember. It was the first one, that was 100 Days or something.
Yeah.
Dude
let's
killed
see.
a moose.
Yeah.
Dude killed a moose and then other stuff.
No,
and
I'm thinking of Roland Weckler. Roland Weckler
It was a musk ox.
Yeah, he killed a huge muskox, dude. He hit it. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, buddy.
No.
But he shot an arrow in it, and while the muskox is like, "Oh man, that really sucks." He comes in with a knife. He's like, "Ha ha!" and he jumps on that thing. He kills this thing, and because from what I remember, he shoots the muskox with arrows, and the muskox is like, "Oh, what did you do that?" And he just like stab, 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 and the thing's dead. And he carries that thing piece by piece back and ate like the whole thing. He won, right, Taylor? He won.
I think
Was that the
he
guy
did.
that built the stone?
Spoiler alert. Yeah,
The stone
like
thing?
a legit house, dude. You know.
Yeah, we won season 7.
Sorry, you were talking about
your guys this season before season 6. I think that's where I started watching, was when season 6 came out, and like that guy was awesome. I think he's got his own podcast.
It's not as good as this one. Sorry, Jordan. Please don't.
Okay, so this makes sense. Jordan Jonas was season 6, and then Roland Weckler was season 7, and they both killed giant animals.
Yeah.
Like a boss, and cut it up and carried it back to their camp. And Jordan almost had to fight a wolverine for his food. That it kept trying to come.
Jordan
get his
had
food.
to leave his, I think, for a day or something.
Oh, okay. I remember that he had to leave it.
Overnight, because it was like
was there
he
a
took
storm?
some of it. No, it was just getting really dark, and he was far away from camp. So I think he took some, and he went back, and he covered it up, and I think he went back the very next morning to get the rest of it.
He's Jordan is actually, he was on the Joe Rogan podcast. He actually he professes to be a Christian.
Oh, cool.
And actually, when he got the moose, he was like, "Oh, thank you, Jesus, thank you." Like he was giving glory to God. It was awesome. And I remember hearing, I was like, it wasn't just like, "Oh, thank you, God." There's a way that there's a certain way when somebody is used to giving thanks to the Lord. There's a certain, you can tell they're speaking your language. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
And I was like, I think this guy's a Christian, and it turned out that he was. But he he lived in like Russia, in like super remote areas for at least months, maybe a year or two.
Yeah.
And so this was like he literally could have stayed out. He was like, "Oh, it's already been 100 days." Oh, I was just getting comfortable. Yeah,
that's pretty awesome. When he's like, "I don't even." What do you guys
he's so calm the whole time.
That's really cool. I legit am gonna see if I can reach out to his press contacts and say, "Hey, we're starting a podcast for men. Will you like to come on?" That would be amazing.
That would be epic, because he's a super interesting guy, and his story about living in Russia with these remote people, and I mean in the coldest parts of Russia. So being up in Canada, he's like, "Oh yeah, this is like going back home."
Yeah.
So you think he's ever had A5 Wagyu steak before?
Yeah, man, that is.
He probably killed it himself.
A slick steak. Yeah, he went to a Japanese farm. He's like, "Ah!" They're like, "Oh, yeah." There's a Japanese farmer like, "Hey, hey, hey." I do appreciate that's how they've been portrayed in movies. They just yell monosyllabic things. And everyone's like, "Oh, he's angry now." But yeah,
we're not racist.
I'm not.
No.
Well, we are not. I don't know why I just singled myself. We are not.
He's like, I can't speak for them.
He's like, "No, I'm not."
But I can tell you for me.
Hey, tomato. But I don't know what that means. But man, that Wagyu.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Worth the money. And I actually, when I first tasted it, I thought, yeah, okay, this will be a one and done. But like, I'm legit thinking to myself, can I just go get another one for this weekend? Yeah, it was awesome. I cooked the dudes porterhouse steaks, grilled them porterhouse steaks, and they got good reviews.
So, and I have a hot take.
Oh.
Yeah.
He eats ketchup with his steak.
Oh, man.
And I eat it well done. No. This is we couldn't call this the Dudes Podcast.
No.
Sorry, my friend who likes to eat well done steak.
I'm pretty. Doesn't our pastor like to eat well done steaks?
No, that's not. No,
He likes to eat. I know
it.
he likes to eat well done burgers. I'll never forget when he said that Brother Hagen liked to eat. Have almost raw burgers, but that he liked them well done. And when he said that, all of us went, oh. Like, no, I think, lost a little bit of, I'm like,
I think well done burgers is less of an offense.
Thanks for coming, Devin. We'll continue the show with just me and Taylor.
It's not as offensive as ordering a filet well done.
Well, no.
And that's what my sweet friend did. They ordered a filet well done, and I was like, "Oh, you don't kill the cow again."
I don't want to know who it is, but I think I do. I think you've told me this before. I do love this person if I'm thinking about the right person, but what in the world? What in the world? Just have a piece of chicken. Don't even bother with cow. Just have chicken. Or something else.
And they say that when you order a steak well done, they don't give you as nice a cut.
Well, yeah,
it makes sense.
Makes sense. There are some nicer restaurants that they won't do that.
Really?
If you want a well done steak, don't come here.
Yeah.
It just doesn't make sense.
So my hot take is,
oh yeah,
the Wagyu was amazing.
Boy.
However, the porterhouse was so good that I can't justify the price.
And who made the porterhouse? Who?
You did.
Oh,
you did. Yeah.
Thank
really
you,
good.
Jesus.
We went to a nice
right
restaurant. Taylor and I went to a nice restaurant recently and got some good steaks. And it was better than that steak. And they buy their steaks from
heard it
Burns,
here
which
first.
are dry aged.
We got that was USDA prime beef that we got from a local butcher here. If I remembered the butcher's name, I would give him a shout out because everybody's listening to this,
including the
butcher. Hey, thank you. But man, I mean, those steaks were.
They were
That's
so
where you got
good.
the Wagyu from, too.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep. Yep.
I think they're different in my mind. Like they're two totally different things to me. So it's not like
I can see that. Yeah.
Is the Wagyu, better than a porterhouse or whatever? It's like in a different category.
That's not really how I'm thinking about it. Is one better than the other? For me, it's because the A5 Wagyu is so expensive. Mm-hmm. Is it that much better than the porterhouse? Or and that's my hot take is like I don't think it's that much better to justify the price difference. Does it make sense that they're so expensive? Absolutely. And I'm not like, you're crazy if you go buy an A5 Wagyu steak.
No.
Just get you one from Publix, sirloin.
But here's what I would say about A5 Japanese Wagyu. Make sure it's A5 Japanese Wagyu. There's Australian Wagyu and there's American Wagyu. They are not the same. They use they use the gene from Wagyu, and like in America, they use it in Angus beef sometimes. I mean, just look it up on YouTube. There's a lot of explanation. I mean, it's probably good. It's well marbled, but Japanese Wagyu, but watch Japan though. They're going to start monkeying with it because Australia and America are turning out a cheaper product with the name Wagyu. Or Wagyu. If I'm saying it wrong, I'm sorry. But I know how to cook it. Anyway, they're turning out Wagyu beef for a cheaper price, and it's really taking a chunk out of the market from Japan. So now Japan is looking at looking for ways to, mass produce this, make it cheaper, and that's gonna hurt the quality, I think. But
is it Southern Steer Butcher by any chance?
No.
Is it Meat? Is it Meat House?
No. But let me.
Sorry.
No, that's okay.
Yeah.
I just. Is it Butcher's Block? I mean,
That's the
yes.
one that's on University, isn't it?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, but Butcher's Block is where we got it, where we go. So Butcher's Block, shout out to Butcher's Block. They are on 17th Street in Sarasota, and it's a really nice store. Really high quality meats and other products. But anyway,
Ducks?
yeah, ducks. They do have ducks. They do have duck. Actually, let me take that back. I don't know if they have duck. Paula went. I didn't. But the porterhouses were great. The Wagyu,
They're really good.
They do have good ducks. And ostrich.
Oh yeah, that's right. They
They have
elk.
rabbit, venison, elk, ostrich, oxtails, goose, sweetbreads, more
I need to-
organ meats, duck fat.
I need to
Oh
make
man,
us some elk.
Oh, I'm hungry.
Do we need to do it? Do we need to do an Uncle Tries something new grill edition and just grill up a whole bunch of different
Sweetbreads?
meats that you've never had?
I don't know that I want sweetbreads. Isn't that something
Wasn't
gross?
that sweetbreads are the lesser meats? But I mean, they're also supposed to be.
I'll absolutely try ostrich, elk. I've had venison. Venison's great.
Yeah.
So the thymus or pancreas, typically from a calf or a lamb, sweetbreads have a rich, slightly gamey flavor and a tender, succulent.
I don't like gamey flavor.
texture.
You get off this podcast.
You
and
know what?
Do it now.
I'm done with this. I quit the band.
You're fired from the band. I quit.
I quit.
I quit, Mr. White. Name that movie in the comments.
And you'll get a new computer.
Nope.
No.
Nope, you will not. You'll get my recipe for ribs, for spare ribs. I do have a good recipe for really good spare ribs. They're practically meat candy.
So, real quick, while we're talking about the butchers, the Southern Steer that I mentioned, we could do a dudes outing because they do meal prep classes. And they also do, let's see.
Do we get to eat? That's my question.
Man, we better. If we get there and prep it, and then we're like, all right,
prep-
everybody go home. I'll be like,
We're gonna
yeah.
go sell this.
And,
you just
they
prepped.
dry age stuff too.
Yes,
But-
but you can select a steak and then pay extra to have it dry aged. Oh, yeah, that's
They'll dry
pretty-
age it for you.
for like 4 weeks or something like that.
Oh, dude.
Yeah, dude. This is. I don't know if anybody else is enjoying this, but this is a fun podcast.
I mean, I'm getting hungry.
Yeah, I'm.
I was hungry when I got on, and
gonna
now I'm like
take a pop.
famished.
By the way, what's in Chick-fil-A Diet Lemonade? What do you do to it, Chick-fil-A? You're supposed to be a Christian company. I think this is a controlled substance.
So that's actually why we're having this podcast, Lauren. We wanted
Oh.
to talk to you about.
I can stop anytime I want. You don't know me.
You know,
Hey, so you know the
Go out here, bear. Sorry. Go ahead,
the
Taylor.
fishing trip we were talking about.
Yes.
oh yeah, we should do.
Do you get
we
to
gotta do a
keep
fishing trip?
any fish?
Yeah.
Certain
yeah.
fish, yeah.
Actually, he if they're certain fish, he'll actually clean them for you right there, and send you home with the meat. Now
We could smoke some- we
had
could
the
smoke-
fish that we caught last time, didn't you,
No,
Lindsay?
No.
Y'all were in
we
Florida.
didn't. We didn't live here. We visited.
Oh,
We were visiting whenever on
time
your
doesn't
birthday.
make sense.
Actually,
Sorry.
time is weird.
I'm
No,
pretty
yeah.
sure that year we visited on your birthday, and then we moved later that year. But I think you had already gone on the.
Yeah, I
On the
think
trip.
Kayla was. I think it was just Paula and Kayla.
Wow,
and-
I have replayed that story in my head, and Lindsay and Taylor were there every time.
Oh, hey Taylor, you guys have always been here.
yeah,
Where?
Get in there.
Wait, what story?
The fishing story where
Yeah.
I took him fishing for his birthday. Oh, I didn't.
Me
take
and
him
Lindsay are on the boat fishing with you.
no, you were there
At
at, home
our
when we were
house.
fixing- yeah,
We were there. We were there whenever he
Oh.
presented you the gift. That's what I'm saying. We were here for your birthday that year.
That's
Oh,
that's
but
where
you
you're
weren't
getting
here.
it. So they were there when I presented you with the gift, but they weren't here when we brought home the fillets.
Got it.
They were
Yes,
very
yeah.
tiny fillets because the fish we were allowed to take home there wasn't a ton of meat on 'em. Devin did catch a large grouper, but it was like a half inch. If
and it was
that,
so big.
Should
It
have
was
just
so
stretched it
large.
a little bit.
yeah,
It was. I think it had to be 27, and it was 26
26 and
yeah.
3/4 or something like that.
Yeah, it
And-
was
and
crazy.
they
I really enjoy fishing.
well,
Oh, it was awesome.
wanna
We
get
had
back
to
into
tell.
it.
We had to tell this. We had to tell this guy. All right, we have to stop catching fish. We physically can't because we were catching a lot of bonita,
Yeah.
and they are so strong and difficult to fish out. But and it puts a wear on your body, but it's so
Oh, man.
fun.
I
I enjoyed it so much.
It is a bit tough if you're not used to it, but once you get used to it, well, now I've got to find who we chartered with last time. Actually, I could probably do this when we're not recording a podcast.
I was gonna say we need to smoke some of that meat that we come back with.
Absolutely.
Oh
Absolutely.
yes, we do.
We'll do a dude's vlog. We do the dude's vlog of at the butcher shop and going in and catching the fish and smoking the meat.
Yeah. Yeah, and by the time we do that, will Vice President Trump be president? That's a callback,
Episode
kids.
7.
Episode 7. You heard it here first.
Let us know in the comments.
You know what? Devin, do you want to talk about your trip?
No, we can save that for another day.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Look here. We have talked about guitars. We have talked about rough talking bears. And and how devastating that is to your life, R.I.P. Tracy. We've talked about the show alone in general, and then my goodness, we did touch on some political stuff, but my goodness, the talk of high quality beef has made us all.
dinner.
It is what's for dinner, and we're all hungry. So I think we're gonna call
I'm
it
gonna have
there.
to
and-
eat.
Yeah, we're gonna call it there, and we're
have to
gonna
eat something.
get something before we call it a day. But folks, I tell you what, do this in the comments. What's your favorite steak? What's your favorite cut of beef? How do you like your steak? Do you like it well done?
No.
No. How about this? Even if you do, no, you don't. I'm just kidding.
Just join in with us and say,
Yeah.
"Oh yeah,
Yeah, I like it
medium
rare."
rare all day."
But if you do like it well done, please reach out to us. We have people who can pray for you and help you, and get
Amen.
you turned in the right direction.
Yeah,
to eat.
talk to producer Todd about that.
Yeah, over here we fired producer Jake, and now Todd's over here. Thanks, buddy. Appreciate you. All right, I don't touch. Put the guitar.
He's probably the one that turned the light off.
Probably,
Freaking Todd. Looks like you got to find another one.
but then who had to turn it on by himself? Me, because he just sat there and we were like, well, I didn't know what to do.
Oh.
Anyway.
He's new. Give him
He
a
is.
break.
Folks, we hope you had as much fun as we did because we talked about so much, and this is what we do. This is dudes getting together, talking about things they enjoy. This is what this is, and we are glad you're here. So, anyway, thanks for joining us from Uncle, Devin, and Taylor. Till next time, see you, gang.
Ahoy. No.
No, you're not. Shiver me timbers.
and subscribe in 10 minutes.